Solo wants Jimmy back. Uncle Howdy tribute to Bray Wyatt. Roman Reigns 10 million milestone. Rusev can't do it alone. Drew vs. Priest. It means nothing. The Rock has become a fun element. WrestleBuzz is back with another wrestling news video. Today we have a lot to talk about, but before that, make sure to subscribe to WrestleBuzz for more wrestling news video. Let's get back to the news. Solo wants Jimmy back. Things just got intense on SmackDown, and if this plays out the way it looks like it might, we're heading into some real family drama all over again. Solo Sikoa just made a move that could turn everything upside down, especially for Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso has once again found himself in the middle of a bloodline storm. After everything that's happened with Roman, Solo, and his own brother Jey, you'd think things had cooled down. But no, on this week's episode of SmackDown, Solo made a bold move and Jey Uso is not going to be happy. Tonight, Jimmy stepped into the ring for a tag team match, partnering up with Rey Fenix, a surprising combo for sure. They were up against the dangerous duo of JC Mateo and Jacob Fatu, both part of Solo's revamped version of the Bloodline. And right from the bell, it was clear these two weren't just thrown together, they were a statement. Now, to be honest, Fatu and Mateo didn't look like a perfectly synced tag team. There were moments where they weren't on the same page, but that didn't matter much. What they did show was that they were aggressive, focused, and most importantly, fully aligned with Solo Sikoa's mission. Their intensity in the ring said everything. Solo's new faction is not just for show, it's built to dominate. While Jimmy was in the middle of taking some serious punishment in the ring, Solo Sikoa wasn't just standing by as a spectator. No, he was at ringside, not stepping in to help, but doing something even more powerful. He was talking directly to Jimmy, delivering a message that had nothing to do with the match and everything to do with loyalty and legacy. Solo said, "Okay, I still love you. Join me. Let's take over. Let's take over." And there it was. The moment that could change everything. Solo extending a hand, not just to his brother, but to bring him back into the Bloodline fold. Not as a follower, but clearly as a partner in something bigger. Jimmy didn't get the chance to give an answer right then. Before anything could be decided, the match ended with Jimmy and Rey Fenix on the losing end, defeated by the team representing the new Bloodline. It wasn't just another L for Jimmy, it felt like a turning point. With the way things have been going lately, the string of losses, the constant beatdowns, the lack of clear direction, Jimmy Uso might be feeling the pressure, and Solo's offer, it might just be the lifeline he's starting to consider. But if he says yes, if he accepts that invitation and aligns himself with Solo again, Jey Uso is not going to stay quiet. Uncle Howdy tribute to Bray Wyatt. The Wyatt Six are officially back, and they didn't just return, they made a statement. And at the center of it all, Uncle Howdy delivered a chilling message that's still echoing across the wrestling world. After months of silence and speculation, the eerie faction returned to WWE with the kind of presence that nobody could ignore. The moment was chaotic, disturbing, and powerful. Everything you'd expect from a group tied to the legacy of Bray Wyatt. Fans had been wondering when, or even if, they'd come back. On this night, that question got answered in the scariest way possible. It all happened during a WWE Tag Team title match, but the focus quickly shifted. DIY and Fraxium didn't even know what hit them. The Wyatt Six completely destroyed them. The Street Profits, same result. Wiped out in the chaos. Interestingly, the Motor City Machine Guns weren't attacked, but that might have only been because they didn't cross paths with the group. Even Candice LeRae got caught in the storm, as Nikki Cross took her out in one of the most disturbing parts of the entire scene. But then came the real moment, one that was terrifying and emotional all at once. After the carnage, Uncle Howdy appeared, kneeling in front of a birthday cake. Behind him, the rest of the Wyatt Six stood like something out of a nightmare. Then Howdy looked up and shouted something that made the whole segment hit even harder. He said, "My life for you." Just 4 words, but they meant everything. It was emotional, chilling, and raw. That line, spoken on what would have been Bray Wyatt's 38th birthday, carried real weight. Bray, who passed away 2 years ago, is still deeply missed by everyone in the wrestling world. And for those who know, Uncle Howdy isn't just a character, he's Bo Dallas, Bray's real-life brother. So that message, it wasn't just part of the show, it was real. Now that they're back, the Wyatt Six aren't wasting time. They've already turned the tag team division upside down, and it looks like that's just the beginning. Roman Reigns' 10 million milestone. Roman Reigns might be off WWE TV right now, but that hasn't stopped him from making headlines. While the tribal chief continues to recover off-screen after that brutal attack involving Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman, he just hit a massive personal milestone, and it's got his fans fired up. Reigns, known for dominating the ring and commanding respect with just his presence, has officially crossed 10 million followers on Instagram. That's right, 10 million people now follow the head of the table, making him only the 7th WWE superstar to reach that kind of social media following. It's a big moment, especially considering the fact that he hasn't even been on TV lately. His absence goes all the way back to the night Braun Breaker aligned with Rollins and Heyman in a wild and violent segment that saw both Roman and CM Punk get taken out. That storyline move was clearly meant to write Roman off TV temporarily, but the silence since has only made fans more eager for his return. Still, even without weekly appearances, Roman's presence hasn't faded one bit. If anything, moments like this prove just how massive his global reach really is. Whether he's holding a championship, speaking softly softly into a mic with that quiet authority, or just posting a photo online, people care. They watch. They follow. No word yet on exactly when he's coming back. Rusev can't do it alone. Rusev is back in WWE, but not everyone is convinced it'll work out. While fans were hyped to see the former United States champion return to the spotlight, one wrestling veteran is saying what a lot of people might be thinking. Something's missing. And that something, according to Dutch Mantel, is Lana. After being released in 2020, Rusev spent time in AEW before recently making his surprise comeback to WWE. He's been booked strong since returning, looking like the same powerful force he always was. But even with all that, Dutch Mantel doesn't believe Rusev will truly get over with the audience. Not unless the company brings back his longtime manager and real-life wife, Lana, also known as CJ Perry. If you remember their original run in WWE, Rusev and Lana were magic together. She wasn't just a manager, she was part of the act. Lana played a huge role in presenting Rusev as the unstoppable Bulgarian brute. Together they stood out. They had chemistry, they had presence. Even in AEW, they tried to recapture that dynamic, but the storyline was cut short before it really took off. Now that Rusev is back in WWE as a full-time competitor, fans are wondering if Lana might follow. She is still tied to the company under a Legends contract, but so far there's no sign of her returning to TV. Dutch Mantel shared his thoughts during Sportskeeda Wrestling's Brodown, and he didn't hold back. I don't think either he'll get over. I think he's missing Lana. He needs her. I don't know what else he can do other than push that political button a little bit. I think people are sick and tired of politics right now. That's why they watch wrestling. They want to be entertained, I think, and I was watching tonight and thinking about it today. Will Rusev get over? I don't think he will. He may, and I hope he does, but I don't think so. I think it's stacked against him a little bit. It's a tough take, but Dutch has a point. Rusev has always been a force in the ring, no question. But the question now is whether he can truly connect with fans again without the piece of the puzzle that helped elevate him in the first place. For now, Rusev is doing his thing on his own. Drew versus Priest, it means nothing. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest have been going at it for what feels like forever. But now one former WWE insider is calling out the whole feud, and he's not holding back. According to Vince Russo, this rivalry has completely flatlined, and WWE is just dragging it along with no real plan. It all started back at WrestleMania, when Damian Priest cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase on Drew McIntyre, stealing the title right out from under him. That lit the spark. Since then, the two have clashed again and again, including their wild Sin City street fight at WrestleMania 41. But after months of punches, steel chairs, and angry promos, one big question is being asked. Is anyone still invested? Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Brodown, former WWE head writer Vince Russo made it clear how he feels, and it's not good. We have seen these two brawl so much over the last 4 weeks, it means nothing. You know what it means? Here's what it means, Mac. I'll tell you exactly what it means. We don't have anything creatively, so let them brawl on the show. That's it. It doesn't mean anything. They've done it to death, so that wouldn't have been a good hook to the show. It was not new, it was not fresh, and all we've seen is these two guys brawl over the last 4 weeks. Russo didn't stop there. He basically said what a lot of people might be thinking. WWE creative doesn't seem to have a clear direction for either star. Instead of building real tension or giving the story some depth, it's just the same routine. Show up, fight, repeat. And fans can only watch the same fight so many times before it loses its meaning. Despite all that, WWE is going ahead with another chapter in this saga. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest are set to face off again, this time inside a steel cage at Saturday night's main event. It sounds brutal, but it also feels like we've seen it all before. Will the match deliver? Probably. The Rock has become a fun element. The Rock might be Hollywood's biggest name, but inside WWE, he's become the punchline of a growing number of backstage jokes. It all started with a major announcement he made back in February. On February 21st, 2025, The Rock personally revealed that WrestleMania 42 would take place in New Orleans, with the Caesars Superdome locked in as the venue. But then, in true WWE fashion, things changed, and fast. WWE has now scrapped those plans and struck a deal to move WrestleMania 42 to Las Vegas instead. According to PW Insider, this wasn't a case of The Rock jumping the gun. WWE actually had the New Orleans deal in place and later chose to back out. The company may even owe penalty fees for pulling the plug on venue contracts they already signed. Even so, this shift has sparked something unexpected backstage. People within WWE are now joking at The Rock's expense. The report says talent and staff are making light of how things tied to the Brahma Bull seem to fall apart or get changed, and those jokes are becoming more frequent after his absence from WrestleMania 41, where fans expected him but got Travis Scott backing John Cena instead. The final boss isn't scheduled to return right now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and share the video and drop your thoughts and subscribe for more wrestling news, and WrestleBuzz will be back soon.